こんにちは、こんばんは。続きをやっていこうと思います。なんか女性が倒れて、トイレで倒れて、女性のを部屋に運んだんですが、なんか、ここを調べないとダメなんやけど、調べられへんので、ここしか出てこうへんので、ヒントをあげました。どれやったかなヒントが、もう開けました。このブリーフケースをロゴを解除するコードっていうのが、でもスーツケースの中にあると思うんやけど、スーツケースの中はどうも調べられへんので、バグかなんかか、私がよう見えへんだけがわからへんけど、ないんで、ロックのタンブラーから手応えを得る必要がある。ロックのタンブラーはちょっと意味わからへんねんけど。なんかコップがいるんかなで、それをなんか使って、なんかすればロックのコードが出るんやけど、もうそれがちょっとないんで、86249これをもう入れようと思います。ヒント見たくないんやけどな。しゃあない、赤へんし。コードだってこのコップとこれしかないんで、もう三角マークついてるんで、見ようがないし、他出えへんし、スーツケースの中もあれしかないんで、バグってんのかな ?86249 やったかな。点が合わへん。ちょっと待って。8、6、
Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4?
2、
Well, what if the
4、
briefcase is booby-trapped?
9。開いた。で、開けてやってきます。すみませんじゃないと。あ、すごい。あ、ちょっと待って。開けきれてなかったんかな。いや、違うよな。ここ今ここ、グッと開いたら操作するのが出たんやけど。探偵ディテクティブ、探偵。
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American
刑事か。
detective with the Berkshire Police Department
マサ
in
チューセッチュって言いにくいよ
Massachusetts.
ね。
An American police officer?
そうです、アメリカ人。こちら側は何もない。引っ掛けるだけなんこれ。ここね。あ、死んだあのおっさんや。ラチェットさんか。ルーム203。
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly.
なるほど。あ、この写真あれじゃん。
The stuffed animal is the
そうそうそう
same
そう、
as
バラ
in
バ
the
ラになっとったや
photo
つ。
found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Archer.
この子誰やろ。ああ。免許証。
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
銃がある。
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet
いや、警官やから
was
銃持ってんだけ
stabbed,
じゃん。
not shot. But then why take it on the train?
ご信用かもしれんし、など言えんけ
Look,
ど。
she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
この人このゲームのヒロイン役の人ちゃうかな。表紙がこの人書いてある。
My head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
持ってないやろ、この人も。
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yeah, yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on
アームストロング
It
邸。
had been a month since
立
Daisy
派なお
Armstrong was
家、
kidnapped.
窓大
The
きい
Armstrongs
ね
were。desperate
こん
for
なとこ
some
住みたい
kind of
ね。
help. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks.
女の子かな、デイジー・アームストロング。別の謎ばっかじゃん、これ。地図。
A topographical map.
私地図読めないんやけど、できるかしら。
A topographical...
デイジー・アームストロング、3歳の少女、ジョン・アームストロング、ソニー・アームストロングの娘。被害者は2019年2月24日の夜誘拐された。誘拐されて殺されたのか。誘拐は社交パーティーが開催されたアームストロング邸で発生した。デイジーの子守であるミズ・モローは午後10時45分、デイジーがいなくなっていると気づいた。子供の寝室の窓ははしごから見つかった。これデイジーを家から連れ出すため使われた。普段は内側から施錠されている窓が開いている状態で発見された。家の近くの森の中で四輪駆動車のタイヤ痕が見つかった。四輪駆動車を運転してたパーティー客はいない。これ。何だっけ。2019年3月で執行機関の通知が届いたので、アームストロングで身代金の要求申請が100万ドルを払った。その後、誘拐から半から連絡がなく、デイジーも帰ってきてない。捜査けど、なるほどな。払ったけど、生きてるか死んでるか分からへんのか。退役軍人好きだな、これ。この人。作者。我々は地元の博物館の資金集めのために交流会を開いていました。人がたくさんいて一部には全く知らない方もおりました。我々は皆新しくしておりました。するとデイジーの子守でスザーヌのしゃべり声が聞こえてきたのです。午後10時45分から午後10時50分頃だったはず。妻と私は2階のデイジーの部屋に行きました。スザーヌのひどく興奮して叫んでおりました。デイジーは見ておらず、枕元や身代金を要求する手紙が置かれていたのです。これお母さんだね。最後にデイジーを見たのは午後10時半、部屋に様子を見た時で、サザンナがいないことに気づきましたが、デイジーはせやせやと眠っていました。私は10分ほどあの子のそばにした。40分までいたんかな。サンナがすぐ戻るだろうと思い、私はパーティーに戻りました。子守。これがスザンヌかな。通話。
The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
走れるやん。
Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
玄関から中が丸見えってすごいよね。いけない。いけない。上かな？めっちゃ押さんとあかん、これ。いけない。いけない。ここいける。これか。
Hello, are you Suzanne Moreau, Daisy's nanny?
Yes?
I'm Joanna Locke, a detective working on Daisy's case.
Is there any news?
I'm afraid not.
How can I help you?
I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I have to take your statement again concerning the evening of Daisy's disappearance. There was a computer problem. Your statement was accidentally deleted.
Of course. I want to help any way I can.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs. Armstrong is on her board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
When did you notice Daisy was missing?
I was only gone 5 minutes to phone my mother. She's in the hospital. When I returned, Daisy wasn't in her bed. I thought she might have gone to look at the party, but then I saw the ransom note on her pillow. I screamed and screamed. I couldn't stop.
Did you notice anything unusual before that?
I was with Daisy all evening. Finally, she fell asleep. I didn't see anyone else or notice anything in particular.
Do you have any idea who did this?
No! I can't see who could have done such a horrible thing. The Armstrongs are such good people. Like my own family.
Thank you for giving me your statement again. I'll get back to you if I have any questions.
I won't be far.
Okay, I have Suzanne's statement, but her answers need some checking. Lyon, in France. What a toy train. Now here I am on a real one.
ここからはしごがかかってたんだっけ？猫。
This
ここか。
information does not correspond to
寝
what
られへん
Suzanne
かった
told
よ
me.
な。
Suzanne said she left Daisy alone for 5 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she stayed with Daisy for a while and Suzanne did not return. Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all.
褒められた。んでだよな。母親は嘘つかへんと思うから、お手伝いさんちょっと怪しいよね。出るか。入れる。母親か。お腹大きいん
Mrs.
か、これ。
Armstrong, my name is Joanna Locke. I'm a detective investigating the kidnapping of your daughter. May I talk to you? When is your baby due? Mrs. Armstrong? Sonia?
あ、そっか、なんか小休止やってるって言ってたな。
I don't want to talk. I just want to see my daughter again. That's all that matters.
Poor woman. I can't imagine how she feels.
そうやな。どこに行ったか分からへんとか言えへん
The world through the
な。
eyes of a child seems so sweet.
ここがその子の部屋やったんかな。
I want to see my daughter again.
A toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car with a siren that really worked. Nothing shocks me here. Everything looks okay here.
Hmm? だから見つけんの？
That's it. No rookie mistake there.
いやこれ簡単でしょ。結構進んだんか。んでこの人が話してくれるかやな。
How are you doing? Are you holding up?
You know, in the military, you're supposed to have the stiffest of upper lips. The Desert War taught me that soon enough. But this, it's difficult. Damned difficult. Harder on my good lady, of course.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
Her room is upstairs across the hall from...
あ、こっちを先に聞かなあかんかったんか。
She seldom leaves it.
Did you see Miss Moreau during the party?
I remember seeing her at some point, but otherwise, no. I was too busy with my guests. Wear the smile, shake the proffered hand.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
あの人に話聞かんと進まへんやろな、これ。
Do you have any idea?
はいか。この人喋ってくれへんやろ。喋ってくれるんかな。
Mrs. Armstrong? Let me show you this.
Daisy, my little Daisy. I miss her so much. How good it is to see her face.
I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now.
She loved her little stuffed animal, Fluffy. She took him everywhere with her. The kidnappers took it as well. They didn't have to. That means they wouldn't hurt her, doesn't it?
Every lead will be followed up. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I shouldn't lose hope. somehow.
I know it isn't my case, but I just made a promise, and I mean to keep it. Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room. Last door on the left.
Tell me about the night Daisy was taken, especially anything about your daughter and Suzanne Moreau.
Apart from seeing to our guests, I took a moment to check on Suzanne and Daisy in Daisy's room. Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to sit there all night when Daisy is asleep. I went back downstairs.
May I come back if I have more questions?
Of course. Anything I can do.
Okay, the stories Sonia and Suzanne tell don't match. I should recheck my file and track Suzanne's movements.
うん。えーっと、これがこれやと思うねんけど、
That is not exactly what Suzanne told me earlier. Suzanne was on the phone more than 5 minutes.
うん。
Hey, I'm a
30 分
pretty
ぐらい
good
かけてる
detective
よな、
after
これ。
all.
うんうんうん。
If I understand you correctly, you left Daisy when she was not asleep?
The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her a Motley Mule detective story to try and put her to sleep. Daisy finally fell asleep. Right before Motley Mule solved his case in the book I was reading her. I had to make a quick phone call. No more than 5 minutes. But when I came back, Daisy was gone.
Are you sure you were only gone for 5 minutes?
5, 6, what does it matter? It was very quick.
What you're telling me doesn't really agree with what Mrs. Armstrong says.
Mrs. Armstrong must have looked in right after I'd left.
That's how it could have happened. But the timing of the kidnapping had to be so precise. How could it be? I need to find something more concrete. You say you were only away 5 or 6 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she was alone there more like 10 minutes. And the phone record shows that you stayed on the call for more than 30 minutes, way longer than you said.
My mother is extremely ill. It's difficult for me. I may have lost track of time. When I came back, Daisy had disappeared. It must have been a coincidence.
You have to be precise, Suzanne. A little girl's life is at stake.
Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I would never hurt Daisy.
I need to check Suzanne's story. She's panicking. Why? I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me. I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told.
だから、この人のお母さんが重病だから、子供を誘拐して、身代金でお金が欲しくて、それを治療費に当てるとかじゃないの？わかんないけど。ではないんでしょうか。電話をかけに行く。さらう。これが最初よな。これが最後やな。 まあこれはそんなに難しくないよね。
The detective gets it right.
The kidnapper places a ladder under the window to Daisy's room. Then he joins the party. Just one guest in the crowd. He somehow knows when Suzanne leaves the room, then sneaks upstairs. He opens Daisy's window, carries her down the ladder, and vanishes.
うん。で、これどうすんの？ちょっと待って、何倍やったっけ？操作資料見れないんかな。操作資料見れんかったっけか？あ、ここで見れるんか。2140。
Score. One for the good guys.
うん、難しくないね。見て書くだけだからね。
The number you have called is not in service at this time.
あれ。
Please hang up and dial again, or contact your service provider.
The number Suzanne called is not in service? A hospital?
.ほんまに病院にかけたかどうか怪しいもんだよ、これ。
I should see if the Armstrongs can
あ、そっか。
Ms. Moreau told me she called her mother.
Well, why not? I believe they are very close, and the poor woman is not well. She needs some experimental treatment that isn't available yet in France.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
ああ、奥さんには聞かなあかんねんな、これ。もう一緒のとこ追ってくれへんかな。
I spoke with Suzanne. She was phoning her mother. That's why you didn't see her when you went to check on Daisy.
Yes, her mother. I tried to call the poor woman earlier that week, but the hospital said she's been in a medically induced coma for more than 2 months.
Suzanne told me she called her mother, but she would have known her mother was in a coma.
うん。 ありえないな。そうね、おかしいね。
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
You told me you were on the phone with your mother when Daisy was abducted.
As we said earlier, I didn't pay attention and was on the phone longer than I said. But since my mother is very ill, she had to leave her hometown, Lyon, because the treatment is not approved yet in France. She is in an hospital in Boston for a special treatment. I call her every night to check on her. When I came back, Daisy was gone. I'll never forgive myself.
ここがおかしいんだよな。
Yes. Every night since she was admitted in December.
Your mother had to leave a country renowned for its social security, where healthcare is affordable, and go to Boston for expensive, specialized treatment. I imagine that the cost
そのお
of her
金はどこからって
care
な
must
るよ
be
ね。
high. Did you think that your share of the ransom would pay for your mother's care?
How can you think that I would allow Daisy to be kidnapped for money? She's like my daughter. I could never imagine such a thing.
Her reaction seemed sincere, but I needed to see how she'd react.
Suzanne, I checked. The number you say is a hospital appears to be disconnected. That's pretty strange, don't you think?
It's always worked in the past.
The area code for Boston is 617. This was 413. That's our local area code.
She's obviously lying, but why? She seems to really care about Daisy.
Suzanne, I think you really care for Daisy. If you do, then tell me the truth. You can't have been calling your mother while she's in a coma.
My mom really is in a hospital in Boston. She really is in a coma. I wasn't calling her. I was on the phone with my boyfriend, Noah.
Why lie about it? Why are you panicking?
Because he's gone. I haven't heard from him since the night of the kidnapping. I'm afraid he's somehow
じゃあこいつが犯人
connected
か
to Daisy's disappearance.
ノア。
That he was just using me somehow. But I swear I talked to him. Yes, for more like 30 minutes that night. So he couldn't have kidnapped Daisy at the same time we were talking.
But he could have kept you talking so someone else could take Daisy.
Yes, you can see why I lied. Can't you? I was afraid you'd suspect me of having something to do with it. You can understand that, can't you?
Suzanne, I want to believe you, but you've made it harder to find Daisy. Do you realize that?
Oh my god. What have I done?
What's most important is not what you've done, but what you do now. Go. I'll be back to talk to you. No more lies, Suzanne. For Daisy. No more lies.
Noah. The name might lead us to that little girl.
人が増えてく
I'm
る
on
と
this case
難しく
now,
なるよね。
whether my captain wants me to be or not.
.この本は一体何ですか？
A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets.
N
A card from the florist. It's signed N.
ノアの N かな。
What's in the glass case? Oh, big surprise. Glasses.
はーってなんだ。
I expect Suzanne must have gone through a lot of tissues these past weeks.
ちゃうて。これは、あれか、エッフェル塔かな？フランスの国旗の色やもんな。
An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key.
かわいいな、これ。
Small jewelry box. By the size, I'm guessing earrings.
開かないんかな？いや、開くな、これ。そういうこと
Why
か。
put a key in a jewelry box?
で、ここの鍵だ、これ。
That doesn't work.
違うの？
That doesn't work. That doesn't
これ
work.
しか、
That doesn't work.
違うのか。いや、開かないんだよ、
Can you tell me anything about Suzanne's boyfriend?
I know she dated our chauffeur for a while. There was someone else she'd met recently, but I don't recall his name.
Know anything about Miss Moreau's boyfriend?
Her boyfriend? I know she went out with someone for a while there. More recently, I saw a man in a 4x4
ほら、
who would
四
pick
駆の
her up
車
on
だ
her
よ、これ。
nights off. He never got out of his car, just waited for her. She did seem to spend more time than usual on the phone these past few weeks, but she worked hard. We weren't going to begrudge her what free time she had. Since the abduction, she keeps pretty much to herself.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Their fairy tale became a nightmare.
Any idea what this small key unlocks?
No, I found it one day on the floor. I kept it in case someone lost it.
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met
Garrity.
him at the Lunar New Year party in Great Barrington. He is a kind and caring person, although, well, I miss him. He had to go away on business. He should be back.
Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough. What a dear child.
To. ここだな。
These tire tracks could well be from Suzanne's boyfriend's 4x4. That is a great detective job.
まあそんなに難しくないとこです。んで、
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
あっちゃいけないんだな。じゃあ、誰に話すんだろう。話すんじゃないんかな。
Can you tell me anything?
I know.
A gold mustache. Thank you very much.
?あの鍵、あれじゃないんかな。私の操作がおかしいのか。
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
この方向しか回らへんねんな。
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
難しいな。身元。もう話せないんやけど。
Tell me about your boyfriend.
My boyfriend? He doesn't have anything.
Please, Suzanne.
His name...
The number you... Any I...
No,
I imagine...
The guard...
わからん。
Do you know where I...
Her room is...
Did you see...
I remember I was where the shake the...
Ms. Burr...
Well, I believe the pool she need...
No...
Her more in ever she worked hard. We weren't since Daisy...
know anything about Miss...
Her she worked. We weren't since Daisy.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Hmm. 外かな。外行けるんや。あ、こっから行けないのか。よくわからんな、このゲーム。進まへん。もうヒント見ようかな。わからへんね、これ。話したよ。やっぱあの鍵か。開かへんって、あの鍵。もう、ちょっと簡単な作りにしてくれへんかな。これしかないよな。やっぱそうやな。開かないって、これ。
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Cool,
Okay,
yeah.
Suzanne, let's see what you haven't told me.終わったんじゃないの？
あれ違うのかな、まだあったのかな。
I can see why Suzanne didn't tell me everything
押さなあ
about
かんか
this
ったん
Nora.
か。
It's clear when he disappeared that she realized something was very wrong.
Tread marks of a four-wheel drive vehicle were found outside the garden on the night of the kidnapping. Noah drives one, doesn't he? Where is he, Suzanne? If you know anything more about him, you have to tell me.
I know what you're thinking, but it's impossible. He was very nice to me. He never did anything to make me suspicious. We went out to eat, to the movies. Just like a normal couple. He's not the only man in the Berkshires who drives that kind of car.
Come on, Joanna. You can do better. I don't see anything that proves she's lying.
You really didn't notice anything strange about Noah until he vanished?
He could get moody at times, as if he had a lot on his mind.
In your diary, you say that Noah took you to a cabin in the mountains on Valentine's Day.
You read my diary?
I'm sorry, but we have to find Daisy. We
人に
both
読んだら
want
ダメ。
that. So yes, I looked in your diary.
You're right. He took me to a cabin in the woods. I waited for him in the car. He came out after a few minutes. He was very sweet and apologetic, but he never explained. We went back to the restaurant for dessert.
Did you ever go back to the cabin with him?
No, never.
So what made Noah drive all the way to a cabin in the middle of nowhere? He left her in the car. Why was he there? This is important. I know it is. I can use Suzanne's directions to the cabin and compare them to the map of the area I have in my car.
こっちか。外国の車やからこっちやな。
Thanks to the information Suzanne gave me, I should be able to find the cabin on this map.
「町を出て2つ目の橋？トウモロコシ畑」。トウモロコシ畑ってこれか。こっちの町かな。こっちの町を出て。橋を木々を抜けながら渡って。こっちかな。いや、そうすると、 てや、どっちの町やろう。ここか。町を出て、二つの橋を木を抜けながら渡って、左手のトウモロコシ畑を越えました。ここか。
I got it. The cabin has to be here. I have to find that cabin. I hope I'm not too late. Okay, here is this famous cabin. Let's investigate. Hello? Is anyone there? Nobody. I can't just waltz in without a warrant.
ドア壊すか？ぶっ壊すか？
That barrel is sturdy enough. I could climb on it.
あ、ぬいぐるみがある。
It's Daisy's plush toy. If Fluffy is here, the kidnapper has been here. I have to get inside this cabin. Ugh, an old hunting trophy starting to molt. Noah brought Suzanne to this dump on Valentine's Day? What a romantic.
入れるのかな？
The broom isn't sturdy enough to force the door. The door is solid and the lock is new. I have to find a way to open this door. A maul for splitting wood. Perfect for attacking doors.
暗いから怖いね、これ。
Look at that. A broken door to investigate. No need for a warrant. Some people seem to have played here before. The floor is scratched and worn in this area. The sofa must have been moved a lot.
What? 下に行くなんかがあるんじゃん、ハッチみたいな。ちゃうかな。
Damn, it's booby trapped. If I move, it could go off, and that countdown tells me it wants to go off anyway.
どうなったらいいのこれ。え、あ、うまくいったんか、ここは。よくわからんけど。はあ。どうなったらいいんかわからんもんな。こっちかな。爆発した。なん意味わからんねんけど。
Since I'm telling this story to you, Mr. Poirot, you should be able to deduce I didn't blow myself up. Let's see if I can remember how I defused the bomb. Since I'm telling this story to you, Mr. Poirot, you should be able to deduce.
ありがたいゲーム設計なこれ。
Let's see if I can remember how I defused the bomb.
え、ここじゃなかったっけ？あ、下だったっけか。わからん。
Since I'm let's
上の下か。下か？あれ？上か。
since let's
で、どこやったっけ？ 下か。あれ真ん中なの？もうようわからんな、これ。
Let's see.
これわからんよな。全部が合えばいいのか？こうか。
So far, so good. Wow, I wonder if that's how close it was. This would have ended my investigation right
う
here.
ん、3回ぐらい終わったけ
These
どね。
rods are heading towards the canisters. It must be the trigger for the explosion. I smell a strong, sweet smell. Damn. I think these are filled to the brim with diethyl ether. Incredibly flammable. It looks like the kidnappers wanted to utterly destroy this place and whoever opened this hatch. A wooden crate? I have to open it.
ここにあの子がいるんか。
Daisy. No.
死んでんの？
I called in my discovery of the body. Then there was nothing I could do except protect the site for forensics.
デイジー死ん、あ、そうか、最初死んだって書いてあっ
Forensics
た
team
な。
arrived an hour later, cordoned off the cabin with crime scene tape, and went to work, looking for physical evidence, fingerprints, testing for fluids, DNA, any clues science can uncover.
これはかわ
They
いそうだ
removed
な
Daisy's。body. The autopsy would take place in the morning. But I had one more stop to make.
Oh no!
ツタに行ったんか。これは辛いな。
That night, I swore to find the monster who killed that child.
その殺人犯を捕まえに、この人はオリエント急行に乗ったわけだ。まだ進んでないよ、この電車。
Ratchet on train saw me? How? Daisy.
She was awake?
And then she collapsed again.
I take the responsibility. She was weaker than I realized.
Oh.
Lie still while I examine you. Pupils dilated?
どこが開いた？死にかけてんのか？大丈夫か？
You are far from all right. You have been heavily sedated. Your pulse is very weak.
へえ。
I have to finish my story. Ratchet can't escape again. Can't escape.
Have no fear of that, mademoiselle.
まだちょっとさ、死んだんじゃ
will
ん。
not escape.
We must hear her story.
This woman needs rest. I will let you know when she is recovered enough to continue. But I warn you, it will be some time.
I understand, Doctor. Thank you.
I have completed my preliminary examination of the deceased. I think that it will interest you.
Indeed it will. And I have other witnesses to interrogate. You are right. Let's not put this poor woman in danger. There will be plenty of time for her to finish her story when she has recovered. By all means, tell me the results of your examination.
この人アメリカ人。32刑事。さすがにな、あんだけ読んだらわかるよね。
I'm right again. That happens. Can you estimate the time of death?
Rigor mortis was advanced, but not complete. I estimate the death occurred between midnight and 2 in the morning.
That tallies with the witness statements I've collected so far. What is the cause of death?
Multiple stab wounds to the upper torso. It's odd there are no signs of a struggle. That might indicate one of the first wounds was enough to kill him.
It seems that Monsieur Ratchet had taken sleeping pills during the night.
Ah, that would explain the lack of defensive wounds.
Mr. McQueen and Mr. Masterman told me that Monsieur Ratchet didn't smoke. Can you confirm this?
I can't say without a more extensive post-mortem.
What can you tell me about the stab wounds?
I counted 12 in all. 1 or 2 are so slight as to be practically scratches. On the other hand, at least 3 would be capable of causing death. The angle of the wounds is instructive. Most appear to have been struck by a right-handed person. But you see this one, under the right armpit. It's not a deadly blow, given the depth, but a right-hander couldn't have done it. It was most certainly struck with the left hand.
So, our murderer is left-handed. No, it is more difficult than that, is it not?
As you say, Mr. Poirot, some of these other blows are just as obviously right-handed.
Could the assassin attack and then move the body for some reason before finishing?
Monsieur Poirot, I can assure you that the body has not been moved.
Well, then we are left with the hypothesis of a second murderer.
Do you see another explanation?
That is just what I am asking myself. Have we here a bizarre coincidence or what?
めっちゃ恨まれてるやん。
Thank you, Doctor. Excellent work under difficult circumstances. Please let me know when I may speak again with Mademoiselle Locke.
Of course.
これかな
Those I've questioned could be lying.
じゃあ普通にこれでいいんか。
Yes, that's certainly a good place to start. Book doesn't smoke, even if I don't remember any Yes, I have personally seen some passengers smoking. I just have to remember who they were.
いや、覚えてないよ、そんなん。
I suppose it's likely they will give me the list of who smokes what. My little gray cells did not let me down.
これかこれやな。よしよしよしよし。
Et voilà.
バラ。 この人喋ったと思うけどな。
Captain Arbuthnot, I beg your pardon, but could you answer a few questions for me?
I'm grateful you found my ticket, Poirot, but now is not convenient.
I certainly didn't expect such resistance.
関係ない人が行かないのか。あ、ここはまだ行けないのか。じゃあ向こうの人か。ここ行ける。ロックもすぐに開けます。何もないやん。みんなどこにいるん？全然いないんやけど。バーとかあっちかな？
Most of the passengers pass by the bar during the day. They eat, drink, write. Maybe I can use this information for my investigation. I do not think that's the right answer. No, not brilliant.
咲いてるよ。
Yes, it could work. He appears
ミスタ
to
ー・
be
フォーシーって誰だっ
a
け？
pleasant young man and serves the passengers regularly. Yes. Yes. If I ask them to write something trivial, they may do it instinctively with their dominant hand. No, not good. Given, think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. Right. Yes, I will remember which people use their right or left hand.
これやばいとか、もう覚えられへんし、右利き左利きも覚えられへんし。
Mademoiselle Debenham, I have a few
Debenham.
questions for you.
Of course.
Let's start with your movements last night.
There's little to tell. I went to bed and slept.
Did you know the man who was killed?
I saw him for the first time during lunch yesterday.
Did you notice anything about him?
Well, if I believed in auras, I would say he seemed dark.
Would you mind writing your address on this paper for me?
Not at all.
That's it. Mademoiselle Debenham is right-handed. Do you recall what time Mademoiselle Olsen went to get some aspirin from Madame Hubbard?
I remember glancing at the clock. She left our room just after 10:30 p.m.
Was she away for a long time?
About 5 minutes.
That confirms what Madame Hubbard told me. Do you smoke by any chance?
No, I never have.
Do you own a scarlet nightgown?
No, it isn't mine.
Whose then?
I don't know. What do you mean?
You do not say, I have no such thing. You say, it isn't mine. Meaning that you know who it belongs to, am I correct?
Oh, I see. No. I woke up this morning about 5 a.m. with the feeling that the train had been standing still for a long time. I opened the door, and I saw someone in a scarlet kimono some way down the corridor. Her back was turned. It was impossible to see who it was.
I understand. Thank you for your assistance, mademoiselle. Mademoiselle, I am sorry to disturb you, but I need to ask you a few questions.
Are you the investigator?
I
そうで
am.
すよ。
We are lucky you are on the train.
What do you want to know?
This was a very interesting conversation, mademoiselle, I thank
出
you.
てしもうた。ボタン間違えた。
I hear, mademoiselle, that you were the last person to see the murdered man alive.
I do not know. It may be so. I opened the door of his compartment by mistake. I was much ashamed. It was a most awkward mistake.
You actually saw him?
Yeah, he was reading a book.
And what did you do after that, mademoiselle?
I went in to the American lady, Mrs. Hubbard. I asked her for some aspirin, and she gave it to me. I usually carry extra aspirin for the refugees, but I gave mine to a camp in Turkey. They needed it more than me.
これかな。
This is wrong. But
ドイツ人が違うのか。何人か分かるって。
I must admit I'm not right this time.
じゃあスウェーデン人。ほら、たった。何人か分からんし。
Right answer.
コミュニケーションドア。
Mrs. Hubbard asks you whether the communicating door between her compartment and that of Monsieur Ratchet was bolted.
Yes,
And was it?
yes.
And after that, what did you do?
After that, I went back to my compartment, took the aspirin, and lay down. That was around 10:50 p.m.
Is there anyone else in your compartment?
Yeah, a young English lady. Very nice, very amiable.
After the train left Vinkovsky, did she leave the compartment?
No, I am sure she did not.
Why are you so sure if you were asleep?
I sleep very lightly. I am used to waking at a sound. I am sure that if she had come down from the berth above, I should have awakened.
Did you yourself leave the compartment after that?
Not until this morning.
赤い色の着物か。
Do you have a scarlet silk kimono, mademoiselle?
No, indeed. I have a good, comfortable dressing gown of Jaeger material.
Do you smoke, mademoiselle?
No, I can't stand the smell of tobacco.
Perhaps you will be so amiable as to write me down your address.
With pleasure.
Mademoiselle Olsen is indeed right-handed. This was a very interesting conversation, mademoiselle. I thank you.
If you have any other questions, I'll be in my compartment. Good luck, Mr. Poirot.
じゃあここ出ますか。
I'll observe her instead. I'll keep an eye on them instead.
この人どっちかわからんな、これ。両手で持ってはるけど。あ、でも右手か。カップを右手で持ってるから右手だな。
Monsieur Fauché, may
あ、
I
この人か、
disturb you
大瀬さ
for
んっ
a
て。
moment?
Of course. How can I help?
It is, of course, about the murder of Monsieur Ratchet. Can you tell me your movements last night?
I understand. Yesterday evening, I took a break at Vinkovsky Station.
ホタルと休憩。あ、ホタル見てたの。え、ホタル寒いやろ。
A section of the luggage car. Freya was there reading, and I went to bed right after. Freya is there now, I think, and Hotaru is in the kitchen.
ああ、虫のホタルじゃないのか。なんだホタルっ
What
て。
time was this?
11:30 p.m. or a bit after. The snow is beginning to fall heavily.
I see. Thank you.
左利きの
Can
人
you
なかなかい
write
ない
your
な。
address on this paper, please?
You want to pay me a visit?
行かないです。
Who knows,
行
Monsieur
かないで
Fauché?
す。行かないです。右利き
He
だ
is
な。
right-handed, there can be no doubt. Are you a smoker?
I'm trying to quit, but yes. I'm now down to just one pack of cigarettes a week. If you're looking for a heavy smoker, you should talk to Hotaru.
Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions.
ヒゲ。
You can never have too many of these.
金色やからかな。レストランか。
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I'll report to you as soon as I can. どうしたあの人、お腹痛い？お腹押さえてるやん、あの人。吐きそうか？どうした大丈夫？ Monsieur Maury,
チ
would
キ
you
ンアラ
have
モー
a
リ
few
ー。
minutes to give me? I have some questions to ask you.
Do I look like I can answer questions? The room is spinning. My head is about to explode.
You were celebrating
飲みすぎ
last
た？
night?
Celebrating when Freya always wins. Ah, what am I saying? If you want my answers to your questions to make sense, help me recover. You see there, the magnet on the fridge. That is my special recipe. I call it my day after survival tonic. If you could make me my special tonic, I might survive long enough to answer your questions. John knows the recipe very well. He can help you with the preparation.
Very well, Monsieur Maury. If I must, I must. I will make you your day after survival tonic.
Hmm, これはわかりやすいよな。
That was easy.
開けたけど何も入ってないんじゃん。
I'm missing half of the tonic ingredients.
だからバーテンさんに頼まなあかんのじゃん。こっちやったかな。もしろ優雅に座ってなんかコーヒー飲んではるけど。
Monsieur Fauché, may I disturb you for a moment?
Of course. How can I help?
Monsieur Fauché, I need your help to prepare a cocktail.
What is this phrase? This is music to my ears. What can I fix for you? A mojito? A gin and tonic? Or perhaps a martini? Shaken? Not stirred?
It's not for me, but for Monsieur Maury.
Ah, his day after survival tonic.
よく知ってん
Unfortunately,
の
I
か。
know it well. Bring me the ingredients and I'll prepare it for you right away.
でも足りないのよ。ここにもあんのかな。なさそうやな。どこで探すんそんなん。 ょっと待ってや。
No, 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 not good.
違うの？
Strange, this story. If Mademoiselle Olsen is such a light sleeper, why didn't she tell me about Mademoiselle Debenham getting out of bed? She even made a point to tell me the opposite. My little gray cells did not let me down.
じゃあ今ね、カクテルをね、作ってるんですよ。ああ、まだ半分か。
Yes. Nice. That's the right answer.
うん。まあ、写真、まあ見た通りだな。ちょっと右利き。みんな右利きやんけ。
My little gray cells did not.
ちょっとまだわからんな、タバコは。
Monsieur Fauché.
Of course.
Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have. I'll keep an eye on them.
材料って言われたってどこにあんの？荷物室ここ入れんのかな？
It's locked.
トイレは開けねばなりません。たまにヒゲがあるから。
How are you feeling, Monsieur Mori?
Do you have my tonic? everything.
まだやっちゅうね。材料がないんだって。
I have all the ingredients for Monsieur
これでいいの？
Mori's tonic. I have to go and see
ああ、そうい
Monsieur
うことか。
Fauché so he can prepare it for me.
これ電車止まってたら退屈よな。
Monsieur Fauché,
Of course. How can I help?
here is everything that was listed on the magnet.
Excellent. I can take it from here.
Hmm.
Mr. Poirot, I'm uncertain about the lemon juice.
Hmm.
Is it half a lemon or a full lemon for the recipe?
Half a lemon.
I can't remember if Hotaru prefers it with ginger or without. Do you remember?
今日帰り。
I can assure you that he will want the ginger.
ちょっと頑張って振って。
There you are, sir. Hotaru will be himself again.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
.さあ、これで治るかな？
Here you go, Mr. Mori. I hope this will help you.
Thank you very much. Please give me a moment. While this takes effect, it will be a while, I'm afraid. But I will not move from the kitchen.
Since I have to wait, do you know where I can find Mademoiselle Nielsen?
She's in the staff quarters in the luggage.
ああ、これで入れるようになるのかな？
If the door is locked, John will have the key.
Thank you. I will return. I hope you have a speedy recovery. Monsieur Mori told me that you are the one who has the key to open the luggage car door. I will need it.
Yes, that's right. Here it is. Please don't forget to give it back to me.
I will not forget, Monsieur Fauché. I have a favor to ask. Could you visit the passengers who are in their rooms and explain there has been an error with their allergy and diet form?
But, Monsieur Poirot, I made no errors.
Of course not. Call it a computer error.
Yes, it is possible, but even if I can see this is part of your investigation, I do not understand it.
I would ask that you observe which hand each passenger uses.
Ah, you wish to know if they use the right or left hand when
そう
they
そうそう
write.
聞きて
That
な。
is my intention.
I will take on this mission for you.
Excellent.
もう通られへんようになってるな、わざわざこれ。
That's it. It's open now.
おお、こっちは粉なってんねや。ほんま荷物しかないな。
A deck of cards. I suspect they were reading diamonds and spades instead of books. Empty rum bottles? Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend. Hello, Mademoiselle Nielsen. May I
パティ
ask
シエの
you
人か。
a few questions?
I don't have a minute. My career is ruined, and it's not my fault.
But how did this terrible thing come to pass?
My supplies, passenger luggage, our living space. There is so little room. I gave the cargo handlers in Istanbul strict instructions how to stack my crates containing the ingredients I need for my desserts. So as one box is used up, it can be discarded.
And these fools of cargo handlers did not follow your instructions?
Ignored completely. I have 4 crates that must be moved from there to here to correct the order they are stacked. But placing the wrong crate on top of a smaller crate will crush it, its contents, and my career.
Calm yourself, mademoiselle. I understand. So, the problem is these 4 crates must be moved there, but carefully.
Yes. I have to move these 4 boxes from this location to here. But there is not much space to move the boxes, and I have to be careful never to put a bigger box on top of a smaller one, or the smaller crate will be destroyed.
The problem is clear. I shall assist you.
で、こうやろ。ちょっと待ってや。ここに、避ける。ここに避ける。ここに避ける。ここに避ける。何手でやらなあかんって決まってるわけじゃないから、そんなに難しくはないよね。これでやってるはず。
Et voilà.
You are a lifesaver.
Or at least, a dessert saver.
Thank you, thank you. I will gladly answer your questions.
これ荷物引きずってたら早いやん。
Can you tell me your movements of last night?
Last night after dinner, I stayed in the kitchen until 12:15 a.m. Then I joined Jean and Hotaru in our quarters. Then all of us read quietly in our beds until we fell asleep.
A very studious staff. However, Monsieur
森さんは酒を飲んでたはず。
followed the same literary pursuit as the others. And these rum bottles, do they have something to do with his hangover? She may be telling the truth, but I cannot be certain. I know there is a clue somewhere to prove she's lying. That does not prove she's lying. I rather think that you didn't just read last night.
What makes you say that?
The empty rum bottles. Were their labels part of your reading last night?
My fault. I must have left them there before I put them in the bin. And these are straight from the bar. Our passengers must have drunk them.
I have my doubts. But why would she feel the need to lie? I spoke to Monsieur Maury. He seemed to be quite hungover. He even asked me to make him his day after tonic. He blurted out, "Freya always wins." Wins.
ああ、飲み比べとったんかな。
Looking around, it is clear you were gambling and drinking most of the night.
You don't understand. It's late when we're off duty, but we need to unwind. And now there's been a murder? Yes, I admit it. We went overboard last night. But please don't tell Mr. Book. It's against regulations. We could all be fired.
そうなんや。
Mademoiselle, I realize your difficult jobs have been made more difficult. But as you say, there has been a murder. I must have the truth.
Of course. I'm so sorry.
It's not such a crime. I'll leave it there and check in with Monsieur Fauché. Would you mind writing your address on this paper? I'm asking everyone on the train for addresses, in case I need to contact them once they leave the train in Paris.
I understand.
聞き気だな。
Yes, that's it. Mademoiselle Nielsen
利益しかおらんねんけどな。
Do you smoke?
No, I never have.
Thank you. Thank you for your answers, Miss Nielsen.
You're welcome.
だいたい聞いたな。この人に鍵を返さなあかん。
Here is your key. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
About the little favor I asked of you.
Aha, but of course. I was able to get new allergy forms from guests who were in their compartments. Monsieur McQueen, Monsieur Masterman, Count and Countess Andreni, they are all right-handed. I also asked Princess Dragomirov, but she had her assistant, Madame Schmidt, sign for her. She is right-handed as well.
You have exceeded my expectations. Well done. Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I'll report to you as soon as I can.
ああ、そっか。森さんとか行かなあかんのか。森さん。こっちだっけ？
How are you?
It's better. Thank you.
Then may I ask you some questions? It will not take long.
Quickly, please. I have hungry passengers to feed.
Très bien. Can you tell me your movements last night?
Oh, nothing special. When I went off duty, I joined John and Freya in a compartment. I read for a short while, then went to bed early.
Reading? I'm not sure you have recovered enough to tell me the truth. Don't waste what little energy you have recovered to lie, Monsieur Mori.
Yes. Sorry, Mr. Poirot. You're right. It obviously wasn't reading that made my head hurt like that. But if you told Monsieur Book, it could mean my job.
I will keep your secret, but I am investigating a murder. You must tell me the truth.
Thank you.
Please, write your address on this paper.
My address? I don't see why.
I think I hear Monsieur Book approaching.
脅してる脅してる。
Yes, of course.
右利きか。左利きの人いないやん。
Not surprising, most people are. You are a heavy smoker.
My job. It is very stressful.
Would you happen to know who vapes on the train? A banana flavor?
Oh, yes. The smell disgusts me. What is wrong with the good tobacco?
I do not have time to answer that. Who is it?
I've only seen one person.
ああ、タイか。
It's Captain Arbuthnot.
Captain Arbuthnot. I see. Your testimony was invaluable to me. Thank you. Take care, Monsieur Mori. My palate depends on your good health.
あ、なるほど。でだ。うん。 よし。ちょっとセーブするか。ちょっと眠くなってきたんで、今日はこの辺にしようかな。次はタイを上長数してですね。もうチャプター4までいったんこれ。そんな言ってんの？で、また続きをね、やっていきたいと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。